People talk about work and life like they're enemies fighting for space on opposite ends of a scale. But what if they're not? What if they're dance partners, and some days the rhythm is fast, and some days it slows down? But the beauty is in learning how to move with both without losing your step. The truth is, the people building the biggest lives aren't separating work from life, they're integrating them. Their work feels like play, their friends become partners, their hobbies turn into businesses. They're not clocking out at 5 p.m., they're building empires out of what they'd gladly do for free. And maybe that's the real lesson. You don't need to escape your life to feel alive. You just need to design it around the things that you love. Building things you love in places you love with people you love. Because balance isn't about having less ambition, it's about carrying it differently, lighter, steadier, with enough space left over to notice the sunset on your way home.
So being out in nature, I think we can all agree, gives you a little bit of time and space to think about things and a new perspective. And something that I like to do whenever I'm feeling a little bit stuck is to change the environment, change the energy. And being out here has definitely done that for me. And it's kind of made me reflect on all of the amazing things that are happening right now. Like, I am so freaking excited for the year ahead. I have never felt more clear in where I'm headed. I have never had a vision that is bigger than what I have now. We're at the place where, one of my businesses is doing like 6 figures this week while we're out here having time with friends, which is amazing. And you can definitely get to that place. And for all of that, I am so incredibly grateful. But what you don't see is the duality of life that exists for every single human, regardless of how they package up their content for YouTube or for Instagram or anything like that. There is always duality. And the duality in my life that you haven't seen in the short form YouTube clips or my Instagram content is that there's also a lot of challenge that goes on behind the scenes to get to this place. And also, inevitably, there's going to be more challenge that I know that I'm going to have to overcome to get to the next goal. And I think sometimes it's easy to look at people that have achieved big things and think, oh, it must be easy for them. And it's just not true. For every single person on earth, there is an equal amount of challenge that they had to overcome to get to where they are. And something that I like to remind myself whenever I'm going through some kind of challenge is that this is my opportunity to prove to the universe that I am worthy of all of those things that I meditate over every morning, that I'm visualizing, that I'm working toward. This is my opportunity, my moment to develop the skills to become the person worthy of achieving all of that. And that has definitely been the last, 15 years of my life, my whole life, but particularly like the last 3-4 years of my life. And I think what's happening in my life right now is I'm going from a place where I feel pretty comfortable into a vision bigger than I've ever had in my entire life. But the universe is also saying to me, hey, these things, they are not supportive. These people, these things, these relationships, these contracts, X, Y, Z, these things are not supportive of where you want to go. And so sometimes you're asked to let go of things to make room for more. And again, that is the challenge that you don't see from the short format content. So if you're dealing with any kind of challenge right now, I think it's really helpful for me to frame it as this is my opportunity to prove to the universe that I am worthy of those things. The universe is giving me that opportunity because it knows that I can handle it. So just wanted to share that with you because it's a frame that helps me. And I don't want you to see my content ever and think that I just don't have challenge, because that's not the case. I think I've just learned to respond to it versus react to it. So I always make fun of Hunter because he is lord of bags. He is very, very obsessed.
There's a bag for everything.
With bags. When we moved house, I think there was like half a truck just full of bags that Hunter has purchased.
I have 23 bags.
The first ever gift I got him for his birthday was a bag.
We have a surf bag, we have a shooting bag, we have a camera bag, we have a film camera bag, we have a mountain biking bag.
We have a horse riding bag.
We have a horse riding bag.
There are many bags.
We have a multi-purpose bag. Shit, I have a lot of bags.
I always make fun of him though, because I'm like, we work in our offices. When are you going to use all of these bags?
Hey.
Finally,
The
bags are coming in handy right now.
You know what I mean? This is what we buy our shit. I don't need a Lambo, I just want some nice backpacks, and I'm a happy man.
This chart represents the flow. For example, in this case is the community creation flow. I won't go through this in detail, but so you get an idea. It's like a user visits.
We are going to go play some tennis and get out because this morning we got all the things done that we needed to do, and now it's time to move and get some food for dinner because I am getting back on my health game 100%. Things were a little bit lenient while we were traveling. I definitely want to get back into it. So going to get some food so we can cook some delicious food tonight.
What does the health game look like?
So I am working with a health coach. I have been since 2023. And I think actually when I restarted my channel again, I kind of gave a health update and shared that as a female entrepreneur, if you don't take care of your health, then you tend to get kind of inflamed. So I've been like cleaning up some of the things that got out of balance, and I go through ebbs and flows of being hyper committed to it and then like falling off a little bit. And it's one of those things that you have to be like incredibly dialed on. So I have been maybe like 85% dialed on it, but I'm ready to go back to like 100% dialed. So that's kind of what it looks like.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Sir, gotcha.
We had an incident.
Just an incident on the race.
There's an incident on the race.
Safest area. Your buddy in the shop was saying that you lie down. The way I did it, I held the board with one hand and held the rope and just like turned up. Is that?
Yeah, if that's the way you learned, then just stick with it.
You made it look pretty easy. Yeah, that's going to be really gentle.
You're just doing that. You're going to get your feet positioned on the board where your heels are like right on the edge here. So back foot's going to be right here. Front foot's going to be right here. You're floating there. As soon as I start to pull you, you want to engage this edge into the water. That's going to flip the board up. You're going to feel the water pressure underneath the board. That's your platform to stand. So at that point, keep your arms straight. Kind of lean back and slowly turn the board up, and the boat's just going to pull you around.
We're out of the woods and we're back in civilization. We are in San Diego at the moment. We have one more week before we head home. And we wanted to come back here because although LA has lost a lot of the shine that it once had, flying back in, we were like, get why we liked it here at one point. The benefit of being here is we have business partners here, we have friends here. So we're spending one more week getting around to seeing everyone. Hunter has family here as well. So we're headed up to Newport today to see Jasmine. So something I was reflecting on recently is just the amazing people that I now have in my life. And at one point, you may have been here for this part of the journey, I was coming out of a relationship, lived in Fort Lauderdale at the time in Florida, and my whole world was like show jumping and horses. And when me and my partner separated at the time, I basically had the freedom and the scary challenge of creating an entirely new life. And it was daunting, but at the same time, one of the things that I did that has now led to being in a place where I have a circle of incredible people around me is I put myself in situations to find those other people. So even though I am very introverted for the most part, I seem extroverted, but I'm actually introverted. I was in a business mastermind and I flew all the way to Hawaii because my now business partner, Ross, had invited me there to an Airbnb to meet a group of people that were also in that mastermind. And when I walked in the door, this one was there.
Right.
and things developed from there. But more than that, some friends that we were just seeing in San Diego last night, they were also there. And there's so many connections in my life now that have just stemmed from that one decision to consciously put myself in an uncomfortable situation and create a new circle of people. And I'm sharing this with you because as someone who is introverted, as someone who definitely didn't feel like she had found her people a couple of years ago, it all starts from just putting yourself in situations that you're probably going to say to yourself the morning of, like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to go, it's going to be intimidating. But that can really turn into just an amazing group of people around you. And it is so important, I think, if you have big goals, if you really want to achieve something in life, to put the right people around you, because I definitely did not have that for the majority of my life, and it is so incredibly hard to get up and pursue your goals every damn day when you also have people chirping in your ear saying, why are you doing that? Can you really do that? And they just don't have a mindset or even values that align with yours. And it's something I was just reflecting on last night because it is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to find people that want to support your goals, want to support your mission, or have big goals of their own. But it all started for me just from going on that trip and intentionally putting myself in situations to
meet these people, and it's kind of blossomed from there. So if you're someone that is also maybe in that chapter that I was in Fort Lauderdale, and you're trying to find your people, you're trying to find a group of people that have similar goals to you, similar values, then it all starts from just intentionally thinking about where those people hang out and seeking out that situation and doing the brave thing, the scary thing, to actually say yes and put yourself in those rooms. Or if someone's not inviting you to the rooms, like ask, invite yourself. Try and find a way to get in the door, because it can truly change your entire life. And I am proof of that. Now, equally as important is removing the bad eggs from your circle, because it only takes one. And I kind of think about this in work environments, I think about it in friendship groups, but think about it like a weed in your garden. If you let it stay there, it will grow, it will spread. And so anyone that I identify that is not making it easier for me to achieve my goals, I am pretty ruthless nowadays, in a kind and loving way, about creating distance between myself and that person. And so more than just finding people that do support your goals, it's equally as important to remove the ones that are creating barriers and making it harder for you to get what you want to go.
It's good to see you.
You want to keep your cost per sale ideally under 30%, 25 to 30% off. About 20% of people actually make it into the Ascension.
How can we get 5% more? I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because I'm arbitrarily making, she's doing 65.
And maybe that's the heart of it. Work and life were never meant to be on opposite teams. Their threads are the same fabric. The stronger and more intentional the weave, the more beautiful and durable the whole thing becomes. Some people spend their whole lives trying to escape work so they can finally start living. Others discover that their secret is never choosing one over the other, but learning how to let them feed each other. Their play sparks ideas, their friends become collaborators, their late-night hobbies turn into businesses that they never want to retire from. So instead of asking, how do I balance work and life, maybe the better question is, how do I design a life where the two don't need to be balanced at all? Because balance isn't about taking things away, it's about carrying them differently. So I wonder, what would your life look like if work and life stopped fighting each other and finally started dancing together?